Good evening, folks, and welcome to Steele Live. This is Real Deal Steven Steele coming to you live. What is going on, guys? Going up on a Friday night, feeling all right, out of sight. What is going on, guys? Special show lined up for you tonight. You know, things change so rapidly in crypto that by the time you go live, from the time that you have a concept and a title of an episode, sometimes those things vary just in that short duration, and obviously that's kind of what we're experiencing now. And not that we're pumping super heavily with Doge, I would say, but we are by definition pumping a bit. So maybe we should augment the title of the video to "Why is Doge pumping?" That's just how it goes. What's going on, guys? What a day. Jack Dorsey maybe sending hidden Doge-centric messages to Elon. Carol Baskin's still not in prison. And Subway is still my least favorite fast food sandwich. And the community is growing. The community is showing up, showing out. Look what it's all about. Who do we got in the chat tonight? We got Zero Fox, Quad Galaxy, Golden Greaser, Casanova, Captain Jack, Napoli Bambino, Zombie Doge Army, Crypto Tank Girl, Abstractus, Larry Ramirez, of course, Chris Doge Rat, Crypto Tank Girl, the Golden Greaser, Fatali. Good to see you, Fatali. 7-1, Dylan Madugal, Steve Rivas. The list goes on, the list goes on. Great to see you guys. If you haven't, if you could just take a moment of your time to smash that like button. It takes a split second of your time. Doesn't cost you a dime. It's the number one thing you can do to help a newer emerging channel like this get in front of more people, get in front of those tricky YouTube algorithms. So if you could just take a moment to do that, that's hugely appreciated. Also, if you're brand new here, you are watching Steven Steele. You're watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele. Would love to welcome you to this awesome, vibrant, growing community. So feel free to subscribe, hit all on that notification bell. And if you've already subscribed, hit all on that notification bell. Also, if you feel compelled to super chat anytime throughout this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all my time and efforts. Feel free to ask whatever questions or comments, not only to myself, but my co-host this evening. Speaking of which, Fatali starting things off with a $5 super chat. First in line, Steel Man, I got you, brah. Show love, peeps. Thank you, Fatali. Appreciate that. Appreciate that. Without any further ado, I'm just going to go right on ahead and bring on in Dogecoin millionaire Nick Balls. What's going on, Nick?
Hey, what's up, Steven?
Yeah, I'm just, doing it to it. Just to put things in perspective here, over the last, let's see what we're looking at over the last hour here. Over the last hour, the Doge is pumping about 1%. Yeah, about that in totality. But for the day, in the last 24-hour cycle, technically Doge is almost up 6%, which is fairly significant. Now, Ethereum is still the runaway winner, flirting with 3,000. I think we're going to make it there. It's up. Ethereum's up 5% over the last 24-hour cycle, which is definitely more significant than Doge when you consider both the trading volume and market cap there, with the enormous market cap of Ethereum being over 342 billion, right? So, and then Bitcoin is totally cruising comfortably over 43,000, up 7.5% for the day. For the last hour, it's just it's up modestly over the last hour, but for Bitcoin to be pumping 7.5% in one day is very, very significant. Joe Greenfield coming in with a super chat of $4.99. First stream in a few months. Good to hear. Steve again, been loving the Twitter action. Have a good show. Joe Greenfield, that's a name I haven't seen in a while. Good to see you back in the fold. Good to see you back in the chat. Good to see you activated. I love it. Golden Greaser coming in with a $5 super chat. We love the Golden Greaser here at Steven Steele Live. The Doge fam rules. I second that motion. I third that motion. I fourth that motion. In fact, I fifth that motion. What does that mean when I fifth the motion? I'm calling for Doge to go to 25. Put a 5. Put some respect on that name and put a 5 in it. Let's get to 25 cents. Anyway, so Doge is up 6% for the day. Nick, when we started with the title and the concept of this show, why Doge isn't pumping, to give people some perspective, you and I were having a bit of conversation about it in terms of there's just been so much. We've both been getting so many questions about this. Why isn't Doge pumping more than it has been? Why aren't we up to 30 cents? Why aren't we pumping as hard anyway as, say, Bitcoin? What would you say to folks raising those questions and concerns?
Well, Steven, I mean, I look at it like this. I've always pretty much claimed that I'm pretty comfortable where we, trading within the level that we're at. I personally think that we should at least be at the 236 level, which would put us at like almost 24 cents. And that would echo what the rest of the market is doing. Out of the top 10, Doge kind of lagged behind for the last month. And of course, Ethereum being the front runner for the past week or so. It's interesting. We haven't been trading down, but we haven't been trading up as hard as everybody else. And I don't think that's a bad thing. We've held our ground, and we've been trading consistently with the volume not going up, not going down, just consistent. And I think that Doge is in for a few big volume days here coming up pretty soon. And I'd expect to see that probably sometime next week.
Yeah, I think that's a fair assessment, gauging off everything that I've been looking at today. Doge Rat coming in with a generous super chat of 14 Canadian smackaroos. Thank you for that, Doge Rat. Appreciate you, and appreciate the dancing. I don't know what kind of Shiba Inu we're looking at there.
Japanese Doge?
Yeah, like a Japanese Shiba Inu dancing back and forth with the fans. I really like those things, man. But thank you for that, Doge Rat. Appreciate that. And this is something, a sentiment that we've been going back and forth on over the past week. And it sounds a bit stereotypical at times, but it does seem, and we do have many indicators of a fairly massive breakout for Doge to signals anyway, and to look on the horizon in the near future. Maybe could you extrapolate from a technical analysis standpoint why we're seeing that, Nick?
Yeah, I mean, realistically, I was listening to Miles right before the show. Dogecoin for the past year has historically relied on a lot of hype trading, a lot of FOMO trading, which the market right now is trading on, technical levels. Bitcoin is trading in a technical range, and by the way, I am so happy to see Bitcoin over 42. That's just a really good sign for everybody moving forward. But Doge, and for the most part, a lot of altcoins are reliant on hype, and that's just kind of how they operate. However, I will say, and I talked to Miles about this too, the really big moves that we all love to see, the 600%, 700% moves to the upside for Dogecoin, happen outside of the influence of any kind of tweet or any type of it just happens for no reason at all. So those are the kind of moves that I'd be looking for Dogecoin to make in the near future. And of course, my target is that 1618 level at $1.82. But until then, if we can just get up above the 236 and start trading at 23, 24 cents, I think that's where we should be right now. This would, for me, if I was buying Dogecoin, I would be doing it. If I felt like I missed prior times to get in. Everybody asks. All my friends always ask me, when should I get into Dogecoin? When should I get into Dogecoin? If I felt like I missed out on the 3-month period where we were trading at like 5 or 6 cents. This is kind of that feeling, before the big run up. So if I was getting into it, I think right now would be the time.
Yeah, it's interesting. And by the way, welcome Dogecoin Pilot. Welcome Dogecoin Pilot to the stream, and welcome to membership. Appreciate that. Love to see that green on the screen, if you know what I mean. And also welcome Fatali, upgraded membership to VIP status. I love it. Love to see the membership growing. I've been doing a lot more exclusive bonus shows, after shows for members only after a lot of the streams lately, and they've been just awesome. They've been really enriching, a lot of fun, and a lot of extra great information there as well, and just extra fun community time as well. So I've really been putting more focus into creating extra content for the members, and I really look forward to continuously expanding that. So welcome to the fold, guys, and Enjoy the new membership emoticons and those badges. We love to see all those badges on the screen too. Getting back to what we were talking about, dovetailing off of what you're saying. So here we are, Doge sitting at 21 cents even. Everything that I was looking at today, I took out a few different charts. I was looking at everything from 15 minutes to 15 weeks, and everything that we've been seeing lately and everything that we've seen in the past, particularly over the last 3 or 4 months, Nick. We've seen consistent patterns wherein both ETH and Bitcoin will pump pretty heavily for a few days while the Doge kind of stays still or doesn't pump nearly to the same effect, right? And then they seem to have this habit of alternating, wherein all of a sudden ETH and Bitcoin will go into a bit of retracement or trade sideways or a bit of both. Well, Dogecoin really starts pumping on its own there. Do you think we're on the precipice of something similar happening again?
I see a build up to something.
Yes.
And I'm actually right now, as we speak, I am taking a clip out of my trading view, and I am going to, if I could copy that, I'm going to share this in the Discord.
Yeah.
So everybody can see, if it would. So everybody can see what I'm seeing here. So I'm going to save this right now. And I'm gonna drop this in. So if you're not a member of the Discord,
I will put I'll put an invite in the chat. Don't worry. I'm going to put a link in the invite to the Discord. If you're already not a member of the Discord, it's really easy to learn. It's really easy to join, and it's open 24/7, so you can meme your way into infinity. 24 hours, 7 days a week at the Steven Steele Discord. I'm putting a link for you to join that Discord for those of you interested. And Nick is about to put a trading view chart that he's about to reference in the chat. And I noticed, I just looked in the Discord, and someone, I don't know if you saw it, Nick, but somebody created a Hans and Franz of us.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's so good. That's so good. Yeah, so anyway, as you're saying, Nick.
Yeah, so if this could, I don't know why this isn't letting me. It won't let me freaking drop it in there.
Oh, can you put a link in there? Or?
I could, but it would. I don't know how to link to my. You know what I mean? I could do that little thing where you.
Would a screenshot help?
That's what I'm trying. I got a screenshot. I just for some reason it won't let me. Oh, hey, did you see who just popped in the waiting room?
Who?
Miles.
Oh, cool.
Miles was in the waiting room.
Nick, try it now. See if it works now for you.
Oh, there we go. Got it.
Okay, yeah. Okay, and so what are people looking at in the Discord? Want to explain this to them? Yeah.
So this is the exact fib retracement from CoinsKid. I took his fib levels, and he has like an interesting way of how he lays out his fibs.
Yeah.
But as you know, you just have to remove some of the levels and add others. But as you can see, we're trading in right now below the 236. And I think that as soon as we see that first leg up above the 236 level, which is about 24 cents, I think that is where, things will start to get interesting. And this was basically that 236 level was the same level that Bitcoin had to break through to get to where it is now. So I do expect us to move up above that level within the next week. With barring any major huge market issues.
Right.
But you can see that we're trading in an uptrend towards that 236 level. As soon as we get up past that, a lot of people know that Doge has been shorted down to where it is now. It's basically been manipulated down. The downside to being so heavily shorted to where we are is that it's going to take a lot of momentum to push us up and over like the 618. However, I think if we can get over that, that's when things get interesting.
Yes.
Because there is literally nothing holding us back between the 786 and like the 272 level, which would put us at $1. There's no resistance there. All the shorts are collected below, and if the shorts get wrecked, they're going to get wrecked around where it all kind of accumulated at, which is like 30 cents basically, between 30 and 43 cents. So if we can reach over those critical levels, I think that's where things get really interesting. And we should see at least a move to that area within the next few weeks here.
Right. That is awesome. And that sounds super encouraging, and definitely what I was seeing as well, Nick. And, I think we'll probably likely see a significant breakout within the next 2 weeks here. That's going to be, from everything I'm looking at here, is going to be even more substantial than what we've seen thus far anyway, with both Ethereum and Bitcoin. Now, where is Ethereum and Bitcoin going to be when Doge really starts pumping? Probably higher than where it is now. I tweeted out earlier today, and I really do mean this, because I was thinking about my own investments in relation to it. Even Doge sitting at 21 cents right now, and Ethereum at 2,900 right now. I think if you are a long-term investor, if you're a long-term holder, Doge at 21 cents and Ethereum at 2,900 is still a bargain. If you're someone that's going to hang on for a few years, I think hindsight is going to decide that 21 cent Dogecoin is still a pretty good bargain, as well as $2,900 Ethereum, believe it or not. Your thoughts, Nick?
I was actually hanging out with Trader Talks today.
Yes.
And we came across this really interesting article. I forgot where it came from, but it listed the most popular, what do they call it? Not put options, but most popular options contract for long-term ETH, like the longest option you can run, is for March 2022 at a $40,000 strike price.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah. So I mean, ETH at 40K, like in such a short period of time. See, I mean, we read it correctly. At first he thought it said 4,000, which was like, okay, well, I mean, that I could see that, but 40,000, it seems crazy to me. I don't know like what the technicals are behind that, but to be that confident so far into the future, it seems crazy. But if we're talking about $40,000 ETH in a year, the markets are going to be just absolutely blown up at that point. Yes. And here we go. Yeah, Doge is doing it again. And that's what I'm looking for. These nice moves up that we're making right now are great and everything, but I want to see those like power bars where it's like, I want to get back to April.
Yes.
April moves.
Release the power bars. Ross Nicole coming in with a $4.99 super chat. I don't think that's the real Ross Nicole, but nevertheless, who knows? Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. NSYNC or Backstreet Boys. If I had to pick between the two, I guess I'd say the Backstreet Boys, because they're just they're more circusy to me. I mean, they're both circus acts to me, but one's more kitschy to me, and I'm making that flash judgment on between those two, simply for the fact that I recently rewatched This Is the End with Jonah Hill You know what I'm talking about, that movie?
Yeah, I kind of want to rewatch that too.
Chris Robinson. It's pretty good.
Yeah.
And it ends with Backstreet Boys performing everybody in heaven. So I found that enjoyable. So just for that reason alone, I'm picking the Backstreet Boys. Who do we got here? We got Joe Dirt. We got Zombie Doge Army. We've got the Beef Supreme and Lisa Timmerman. Good to see you, Lisa. And the Beef Supreme saying ETH to 20K by the end of the year. Extremely bullish. Many would say outlandish, but not outside the realm of possibility, is it, Nick?
No, especially for Ethereum. I would not count Ethereum out right now. I think Ethereum is everything. That's the thing. Like right now, I don't think people realize, like, yeah, the market is moving up, but everything is still at such a bargain. Doge at 21 cents is a deal of a lifetime at this point.
Crazy good deal. I mean, in my opinion, both where Ethereum is at and where Doge is at right now are crazy good deals in my opinion. Josh Randell disavows, coming in with a generous super chat of $10. I love it. Thank you, Josh. Doge is going to shock the haters this year. Kicking myself for offering half my Ethereum, at 2,200 though. Did you just sell, Josh, or did you reallocate those funds? Feel free to follow up in the chat. I'm curious about that. So, Nick, just kind of what we were just talking about before I read that super chat. What do you say? Ethereum at 2,900. Of course, it's not at the steal of a deal that we saw a few weeks ago at 1,800. But I still think 2,900 is still a hell of a deal long term. What do you say?
Yeah, I mean, I think right now anything under 3K is a deal. I wish I feel like a broken record. I feel like I say this every show. I wish I would have split my BNB up into half BTC, half ETH, but the deed is done. I do have a plan. I keep talking about this. I do have a plan for Ethereum, and when Doge finally breaks through my next sell point, whenever I'll make the call on that, whether it's $1 or whether I hope it's closer to $1.82. But whenever the next breakout and all-time high is, I'll be unloading 1 million Dogecoin at that point. And I will be I'll probably be putting $50,000 into Ethereum. I might wait for Ethereum to cool off, because I'd imagine if Doge is at all-time highs, Ethereum will be probably close behind. So I'll probably wait to see what Ethereum does, at least for a couple months after that. But I will be putting $50,000 into Ethereum.
Wow, epic. I wish I had just $10,000 extra dollars to put into Ethereum, but someday I will get there. Someday. The community is just wilding tonight, man. We've got the guy that is going by the name Upshot up in the chat, and the guy that who's ever goes by Upshot when they come in the chat here, they always kind of play it like Upshot would too. Just very simple and straightforward, like nothing ever happened. Hi, Steve. Hi, Nick. Upshot here. Upshot with the 99-cent super sticker. Thank you.
Like I said, if I ran into Upshot in real life, like I would talk to him. I wouldn't.
I wouldn't be hostile. Yeah. I wouldn't be hostile to him at all. I know. I've definitely let off some steam, and I know Upshot likely does tune into this show. I bet off and on now and again out of curiosity. And I've extended this invite to him before. But Upshot, if you're listening, you always have an open door here. I would love to hear your side of the story, get you on the show. I promise that if you were to agree to be a guest on the show, I would treat you with complete civility. And, I won't pile on you. I'm not going to yell at you, but I would love just to let you vent and just describe events as you see them. and explain events as you see them for folks. Because I think a lot of folks are just very curious what happened to you. A lot of folks in the Doge community really became attached to your videos and your candor and your delivery. Want to know what happened. They want to know more details about what transpired and why, and all that stuff. So yeah, if you're listening, Upshot, we can have a conversation. So. Yeah, the community is really wilding tonight, both here in the chat and in the Discord too. They're really hamming it up in the Discord. It's just a multitude of fronts. The memes are flying. People are.
I'm looking at the police one right now.
Yeah, the memes are flying a mile a minute. I gotta say this the Steven Steele community has really been up in their meme game a mile a minute lately. We're building a pretty good meme army here.
I love it. I don't know how people do these, but I'm a fan.
Yeah, there's a oh, and someone else said, Truckin' All Day said, Upshot, give Steven Steele back his money. Yes. Well, I think
He pretty much did.
He pretty much did. Well, not yet. So I lost $400 on Upcoin, and I would say the fellow who has been going by Upshot has probably super chatted me well over $50, $60 at this point. So it's it's coming back to me in increments. Red Lobster. I was going to say Red Lobster. Rock Lobster. No respect. We love Red Lobster. We'll get into that momentarily. But Rock Lobster coming with a generous super chat of $19.99. We love Rock Lobster here, our resident rock star. Upshot came on the show. Dude, the rug was rad. Oh, man. Yeah. Thank you.
Miles G.
Is Miles G up in the chat too?
Yeah, Miles G's in here. I saw him in the Discord for like 2 seconds.
Oh, it's hard for me to juggle both Discord while I'm and the chat and running things out at the same time while live casting. But Miles G, welcome. Miles G is in the main chat and says, pamp it. So that's what we're doing, and that's what's going on. Duncan says, I feel like FOMOing again. I saw someone else in the chat say earlier, refer to that ominous death cross. We keep hearing that being kind of a re-emerging theme among those of who are more hardwired towards skepticism. What do you make of the ultimate ominous death cross, Nick?
I don't know what he's looking at.
Yeah, I know.
I think Bitcoin is well above, and Dogecoin is making its way right now. So, I mean, anybody with that, you don't need a lot of technical experience to recognize a market uptrend, right? It doesn't take you don't have to be a mathematical genius. I failed math, right? I'll never forget this. I was great in school. Every subject, I was an A student, except for math. They had me in the dumb kids math, and I barely passed. Every year was a struggle. I was terrible in math, and I'll never forget one teacher one year was like, if you don't figure this out, Nick, you're the rest of your life, you're never gonna be anything. You're never gonna become anything. And I was like, all right, watch me.
Yeah.
And now, where is that teacher now? Still sitting in the same classroom talking to snot-nosed kids. And I'm a multi-millionaire. Suck it.
Yes, a Dogecoin millionaire. Kind of dovetailing off of this kind of folks that can be overly pessimistic in the market. And it kind of made me think of a pretty popular Twitter account, and one that I keep track of overall. And I will say this Twitter account does put out some decent material. You know what I mean? I will say that it really does. But
overall bear. I read his stuff today.
Okay,
overall bear. And I find this interesting, Steven, because so many of the biggest and also, by the way, wealthiest people. Crypto face being one of them. That guy, I just read the whale guy's stuff a little bit. But he reminds me of Crypto Face in the sense that all these really, really wealthy guys are like, it's a bull trap. Everybody, we're going to get wrecked. It's coming. We're all screwed. Right. Bitcoin's going to 13K. And it's like, guys, are we looking at the same graphs? Like, are we looking at the same price action? Like, I don't know why the really, really wealthy and what I thought were smart individuals were like totally wrong. Totally wrong.
Yeah, I think that might, now we don't know who this person is, but I'm getting the same impression from them too. And for those of you wondering who I'm talking about, it is the Twitter account Mr. Whale, and goes by Crypto Whale. It's got it almost going on 300,000 followers there. You know, and Mr. Whale always has this default, and personalities like him have this default mechanism towards skepticism about everything all the time, no matter even how bullish things are looking, frankly. And overall, I would say 95% of everything Mr. Whale posts is very, very harsh and very dismissive of the cryptocurrency in general. And what's funny is I did post something because Mr. Whale posted this yesterday. He said, unlike moon boys who promote bullish nonsense for likes and retweets, I always say things as they are. All metrics and analysis point to bear market. We'll likely continue sliding deep into 2022. If you can't handle a 90% crash, don't be afraid to secure some profits. Well, geez Louise, bro. And then I was scrolling through a lot of his past tweets, and I came across this doozy. From the beginning of May 9th, he also tweeted this out. It said, and he's referring to Bitcoin, okay? And he tweeted this out: slap yourself if you bought above 12,000. Slap yourself if you bought 12,000. And I guess my problem is with personalities like this. I'll tell you what my main problem is, Nick. And we can think of a few other folks that have this default mechanism with the same sort of level of arrogance. I think we can think of one particular person we're not going to mention. But, but you know, it's one of these things where just the level of sheer arrogance and sanctimonious kind of bullshit, where, you know, Mr. Whale says something like, I always say things as they are. Oh, really? So you're
wrong.
Yeah, you say things as they are. In May, you're telling anyone that bought Bitcoin over 12,000 was a moron. And how off are you? I also get the distinct impression, now correct me if I'm wrong, but somebody with the size and scale of Mr. Whale and Crypto Whale as a Twitter account's going on 300,000 followers, which is no small feat and a pretty big sphere of influence to wield, especially within crypto circles, okay? Is it possible, and I'm just entertaining this, I'm not saying it is the case, is it possible that Mr. Whale himself is secured very nice profits for himself already, and is purposely kind of putting a lot of FUD out there for potentially his own shorting gains?
Oh, 100%. And that's what I find the craziest. Like, the most wealthy people the people who've made all of their money off crypto are these guys who are telling you it's freaking going to zero. Like,
right. Oh, yeah. Oh, totally.
That's crazy.
Yeah, totally. So these are the guys that you need to be just as skeptical. And this is the thing, and this is where I don't see anybody else speaking about this balance in the crypto scene. I'm sure there's someone, if someone would present them to me, or if I kept looking, but so far I haven't found it. Any other show, Nick, this is something we talk about, is, you know, it's easy to rail against all the obvious, like rugs and all the shit coins and all this the crowded, excessive field of all this nonsense that's out there, and most of it is absolute nonsense. But it's also important to keep in mind that conversely, you can get people that are so on the other end of the spectrum that they're just completely critical and cynical of anything to do with cryptocurrency, to the point of absurdity and inaccuracy. Okay, so and also you need to be very you don't take off your critical thinking cap when you're listening to folks on the other far end of the spectrum of this too, because many times, as we just explained, they are what we learn is they are operating in their own special set of financial self-interest, right?
Yeah, it's a big circle.
Right.
And the two ends of crazy, the people who think Dogecoin is going to be $1,000 tomorrow, eventually you loop around, and it's the guy who's telling you Bitcoin is going to go to zero. You know, it's the same. There's a point in which they meet,
Yes.
and I think that the guys, you know, it just interests me that a lot of the biggest, or I should say, wealthiest crypto investors, like people who've made, I'm not talking like multi-millionaires. CryptoFace is not a poor guy. Like, I watch his trades. Dude's making like $250,000 a day. You know, for somebody that's making that much money on the markets, like, you would and he knows his stuff too. Like, he knows his charting very well. And you know, for him to be like, I think Bitcoin's going to 13,000, like, dude, maybe reevaluate if there was actually like signs and whatnot that was happening. But like,
right.
it is in fact exactly the opposite. Like, and a majority of the real technical guys out there would agree.
Yeah, and you know, somebody said that if you post anything about Doge on Mr. Whale's post, he'll like it back. Yeah, he could be bullish on Doge. I'm not sure. But
I will point out about, I just found out about this guy today.
Yeah.
He did post a very interesting article that everyone should go check out. The CEO of Binance US just left, and this has been their third CEO this year.
Yes.
And this guy was only there for 3 months.
Yes.
Things are happening with Binance, not good things. You should never go through 3 CEOs in a year, less than a year.
Yeah.
It's not good. But whatever's going on at Binance, not good.
Right.
And he made a very wise and I think accurate statement. He was just like, I wouldn't keep my money there. And I'm not either, you know. I'm not advising anyone to do anything, but go read the article.
Well, I read that article already too, but I didn't read it off. I read a article. I don't know if it's the same one, but I read a article about that. But we don't need Mr. Whale to tell us about that, and we don't need Mr. Whale to tell us that Binance may be in hot water long term, and that it's probably not the wisest place to keep your cryptocurrency. That's kind of my point.
Yeah,
And what you, I think you stumbled on something very fascinating earlier there, Nick, and wherein you said that on one end you're going to get people like we see a lot of YouTube channels. They'll have thumbnails with a very surprised looking individual. And then it will say Dogecoin to $100, you know, Dogecoin to $1,000, which is absolutely ridiculous and unrealistic. But then on the other end, it's like you have folks that say it's all going to hell in a handbasket. You better get out while you can. Bitcoin's going to $5,000 and everything else, taking everything with it. And you get the extremes on both sides where they almost end up becoming the same person, but just in different aspects. And this is something known. There's actually a term for this. There's actually a term for this in political philosophy and analysis called the horseshoe theory. And so for those of you who don't know in political science, and I was a minor in political science, in my college days. So what the horseshoe theory is, the horseshoe theory asserts that both the far left and the far right, rather than being at opposite opposing ends of a linear political continuum, they end up closely resembling each other, which analogous to the way that opposite ends of a horseshoe are close together. Do you understand what I'm saying? So,
Yeah.
so the theory is it comes from some French philosopher whose name eludes me at this point, but it was a metaphor that was used. It's been around for decades now, and it later came back into vogue to be commonly used as a term for these sort of political theories of excess that end up being so ridiculous on both sides that they end up actually meeting each other. And so
Jean-Pierre Fay.
Oh, did you find it?
Yep.
Jean-Pierre Fay. Yeah, it sounds about right. So then what's interesting about this is we are seeing direct parallels play out in the horseshoe theory within crypto right now. And it's just interesting to observe. And I really haven't come across any other content creators to identify this. Have you?
Yeah, I mean, I think whatever that is, I think the theory is pretty accurate. And by the way, I've noticed that theory to be accurate in other aspects of life too. Like, it's hard to not get political or religious.
That's okay.
Using that theory.
Yeah, you can a bit. You can a bit. Just just
like back in the there was like satanic fever back in like the 80s.
The 80s, sure.
And at the same time, the church, the satanic church, and everything going on out in California, and there was certainly like satanic. There was bad things happening in Satanism at the time, but completely blown up by the media. But at the same time, the Catholic Church was like prime like children, diddling season.
season.
The kid diddling season was like peak at that time.
Oh my God.
So it was. It was like it's the horseshoe. You got the fanatics from the one side and the other, and at some point they're the same people.
Right.
They're just different. Yeah.
Yeah, they're the same disgusting people, just from different ends of the spectrum. Josh Rendell de Savas coming in again at $10 super chat. Thank you, Josh. Appreciate you. He says, I'm right on the edge of pulling out of Binance, gentlemen. The only thing I don't blame you. The only thing I use Binance for is to cash out my shitcoin investments. Yeah, so what I do is my Trust Wallet investments, which are, again, to be clear, before people on the one of the far ends of the horseshoes start to admonish me, I use a small sliver, of my portfolio investments that are inconsequential to me to risk it on the biscuit on BSCs. I've figured out strategies where I become more profitable than not, and then I use that money either for bills or to put it back into Ethereum right now. That's what I've been doing. So
I'll tell you a little secret, Steven.
Yeah, go ahead.
If Binance goes down, so do the BSCs.
Oh, I know. I'm well aware. I'm well aware.
Josh, this is not financial advice, but I got out of Binance.
Yeah.
So make of that what you will.
Yeah, Dogecoin millionaire Nick Ball's pulled everything out of Binance's and in Kraken now, and he's been pretty happy with that. So
I had $300,000 sitting in Binance.
Yeah, Josh. If you got a lot in there, like I said, the only function that I use Binance for is to cash out through BSCs into my bank, and that's only something I do on an occasion. Kamal, I don't know if I'm going to mispronounce your last name. I probably am, but I'll take a shot at it. Kamal, what do you think, Nick? Chahin?
Shine.
Shiny.
Shiny.
I should have just said Kamal. Just think about it. But I feel like I gotta at least honor the super chatters by at least attempting. But thank you, Kamal, for the $10 super chat. Really appreciate it. Says, hi guys, love your show. Been learning so much about crypto. Do you guys know how I can find out more about trading options with crypto? Well, sure. Nick, you want to field that?
I assume what he's talking about is trading options contracts.
Yes.
I had, now that I'm with Kraken, and I did have the option to do that with Binance, I just never did it. And I don't trade options with Kraken either. But Kraken did give me a ton of leverage to play with, although I don't. I would do a severe amount of research on how to do that before you even think about doing that. And if you're thinking about trading options, especially with crypto, trading options is hard enough with the stock market. But I know a few guys who like taught themselves over the course of a year. I actually got a buddy I go to the gym with who trades stock market options, and he's doing pretty well. He does pretty well with it. But crypto is a beast and a half to trade options with. So I don't know what kind of capital you're working with, but I would just be very, very cautious about options trading with crypto. It can go so incredibly wrong, so incredibly fast. So just be careful when you're doing that kind of stuff.
Yeah, that's very, very sage advice. Another super chat coming in here. Sliding Edge, $10 super chat. Thank you, Sliding Edge. Coming in hot for you. I made it in time. Yep, you made it. Hey, brother. Hey, back to you, Sliding Edge. Appreciate the support and good to see you in the chat. Good to see you guys in the chat. You, our guys, are watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele. My co-host this evening is my main man, Dogecoin millionaire, Nick Balls. We're bringing it to you well into the night. Feeling all right, out of sight. Almost 7 nights a week we do this, guys. If you're new here, I'd like to personally welcome you to the community. We've got an awesome community. We may not be the biggest, but I think we're the best. I'm a little bit biased, but join our awesome community. You got to be fair warned, we can get a little weird, so you got to be cool with that. But yes, feel free to hit subscribe, hit all on that notification bell. And yeah, so, another story here, moving along. This comes courtesy of Bazinga. Twitter CEO Jack Dorsey throws Dogecoin community into a frenzy with cryptic tweet. And take a wild guess which person wrote this from Bazinga, Nick.
Shivdeep Diwali.
Shivdeep Diwali, yes. Thank you, Shivdeep. I love that name. I just can't get enough of that. Jack Dorsey sent out a crypto tweet on Thursday today, which caught the attention of the entire Dogecoin community. What happened? Dorsey simply tweeted out, "Wow." Say that backwards, ladies and gentlemen. Wow. Now, why is that significant? Why does that raise eyebrows among the Dogecoin community? Because the word "wow" is simply one of the staples of the Dogecoin culture and lexicon, as in wow, much wow. To which Elon, and this is what made it extra spicy, right? This is what made it extra provocative. This is what started raising a lot of eyebrows, a lot of eyeballs, a lot of speculation, as it were. Elon responded with his own strange tweet that may have meant he wanted to engage with Dorsey via direct messages on Twitter. And that tweet simply said, DM Twitter. Except I think it was kind of a pun because it says DMT. Twitter. But so what do we make of this? Do you think we're reading into this?
I didn't catch Elon's reply, actually. I'm trying to search for it right now. I didn't catch that. Is it? I wonder if it's still up.
It happened just a bit past the hour of noon today. If you go into the replies, you should see it. Just about quarter after noon today.
Okay.
Do you see?
Do you know what DMT is?
Yes, I know, and so does. It's the hallmark of the Joe Rogan Experience topic list.
I've done DMT.
Oh boy. DMT, I'm dynamite. Fatali coming in, Fatali Chow Lee coming in with a $2 super chat. Appreciate you, Fatali. Stripping fiat for Nick to follow me. Haha, comma do Luffy. I think that's his Twitter handle. So take note.
I'll follow him. I'll follow. What's his Twitter?
His Twitter is comma DLUFFY. So yeah, Nick will give you a follow there. Tara, good to see you, Tara. She says, Steven, did you get your YouTube approval yet for monetization? Yeah, so I think what you're asking about is I haven't been paid a dime from YouTube since I became a partner. It's they've been holding it up. I've requested a couple what they call, I need a verification PIN number that I can only acquire through snail mail for some godforsaken reason in the year 2021. Seems suspiciously inefficient. And so I put out 2 requests. I'm about to put in a 3rd request. And then I researched a way that if I still don't get that verification PIN after my 3rd request, there's a nuclear option you can employ online to hopefully achieve that. But that you can't do that unless you have at least requested 3 PIN numbers, and then you got to wait 30 days for each PIN. So, you know, I'm going on over about I'm going almost 4 months from no pay from YouTube, but I think it'll eventually get sorted. But I will say this, if you are a content creator on this platform, just make sure you keep screenshots of your earnings and everything else. Just keep a close record of everything and make sure you double check everything. That's all I'm going to say. That's as far as I'm going to discuss that. Kamal coming in at a $10 super chat. Thank you, Kamal. Appreciate that. It's pronounced Shaheen. Oh, I like that.
There we go.
That sounds so much cooler. And that's such a
than what we were trying to do.
Yeah, so much cooler than what we were trying to do. And like, that's actually a very cool sounding last name. So Kamal Shaheen, that's badass. Kamal Shaheen, I do trade options in the stock market and I get some capital to trade with. Just wondering how it works in crypto. You guys rock, Steven and Nick. Would you kind of elaborate on that, Nick?
As far as I'm aware, Steven, crypto options are they operate essentially the exact same way that that stock options do, in the sense that you can pick your time frames, and most expire at the last Friday of every month. I think there's only certain exchanges that allow you to trade options. I know for a fact Binance does. I'm pretty sure Kraken does. I don't know what country you're in, so that it might apply. Different exchanges might not apply, but it's very similar. I mean, if you're familiar with stock options trading, it's you buy contracts. It's pretty much the exact same thing. You set a strike price, and you buy contracts for whatever that strike price may be. I just know from experience that the way that crypto moves, when often in the stock market, when you're trading options, the price differential is not that crazy, like unless you're working around an earnings report or something like that. But even then, the percentage differential from the day that you place the contract or the option to execute is usually not that, the percentage differential is not that crazy. Where in crypto, I mean, if you look, Bitcoin is up 30% for the month, so just do yourself a favor. If it seems like you have experience trading options on the stock market, just take some time and check out some crypto options videos on YouTube. I don't know who I don't know anybody who really does that. Who's like, I wish I could point you to a really good content creator. I know a lot of great TA guys, but I think a lot of people avoid options contract trading in crypto for that very reason, that it's just so incredibly volatile. And unless you're extremely confident in what you're doing, it's easy to get screwed up. So just, do yourself a favor and take the time to learn about it before you start getting wild. Yeah,
I think that's very sage advice. I really don't have anything more to add to that. I think you succinctly summed that up very similarly to how I would have fielded that. Guys, I don't know how many. I'm just going to put in a little plug because I want to get as many eyes on this as possible towards the video edit, the Elon Musk video edit music video that I did put out, released rather yesterday, and it's going on. Getting up to about 900 views. I really think this thing could really get viral, and if it gets in front of more people. And it's very bullish on. It's kind of a dedication to Elon, but it's also very bullish on Doge. I find it to be. I put it out. I found it to be very inspirational. So if you haven't watched that video yet, I want you to watch it after this stream. I'm going to put a link to that music video in the chat, and I just want you to bookmark it for later. Just open a tab and pause it and check it out after this stream, and feel free to share it as far and wide as you possibly can. Get those thumbs up on it and share it. Let's get this thing out everywhere. I think it's very compelling. I think it's really cool. I worked on it for a while, and I think the majority of you really enjoy that. So I'm going to put the link to that in the stream. Yeah. So let's see. What's up with the Fibonacci? Fibonacci, someone's asking in the chat. What's up with it, Nick?
Are they talking about the fib that I put in the Discord?
I'm assuming so.
Okay. So that is the Fibonacci levels that CoinsKid uses. It's the same setup, exactly the same setup that CoinsKid uses. I took like an hour the other day to figure out what his math was behind this whole thing. And I'm using it myself now. So I'm using his levels on my charts from here on out. And it's basically, mine is slightly off because we're on two different. He was using a different exchange,
right,
for his charting. I'm using, actually, this is Binance's Tether USD. But it's essentially the same thing. I mean, the numbers might be off by like a fraction of a cent or whatever. But yeah, he uses the 0 level, the 236, the 382, the 5, the 618, the 786, the 1, the 1272, the 1414, and then the 1618. These are the levels that he prefers to use, and I actually prefer them as well, as they give a more balanced read of the actual market. The fib sequence, or I should say the fib retracement that I put in the Discord is a snapshot of Dogecoin on the daily, with the low being 16,725, and what the target we're looking at right now, or we're looking to hit right now, is about 35 cents. Now it's interesting that is the price target that I'm looking for at the moment.
Yeah.
Because that's also the price target that when Doge was shorted off of SNL, that was the price target that they accumulated almost all of their Dogecoin at. Barry Silbert, I'm talking to you. So if Dogecoin breaches that 35 cent level, Barry's got big problems. And the market has big problems as well, in the sense that there is like nothing holding Doge back at that point. It's open season for manipulation to the upside. And it would just absolutely, like, the shorts that would be squeezed. The shorts would get squeezed real bad at 35 cents. So keep your eyes on the charts over the next few days or weeks. I would love to see a move up to that level. That's just right above the 382. Anytime we're getting close to that 382 level, I'd be interested to see what price action looks like there.
Man, hearing you spit out all those numbers back to back it gave me flashbacks. It's like the outro to "I've Got Hoes in Different Area Codes" by Ludacris. So, do you think that? All right, so what you're saying is he would be in very big trouble.
He would be in very big trouble if Dogecoin can breach 35 cents. Yeah, they're gonna have to. the whole shorting situation is going to have to get reevaluated, and very quickly. And I think at that point it would be too late. I think they're probably I would hope that he's coming up with some sort of plan now, because the way that it's moving. The reason why, by the way, guys, the reason why we haven't moved up like crazy like everything else is because we have a lot of shorts that have accumulated on Doge. But as we're actively breaking out of that. Yeah, and if those get eaten up, if we get a sharp move to the upside, man, forget about it. It could be lights out for people trying to short Doge. It could get really ugly really quick, which is why I'm interested to see what the next sharp move to the upside like we saw back in April is going to look like. It could, I mean, I've got that 618 level highlighted there. It very well could end up hitting that. That's almost $2.
Yeah, not outside the realm of possibility. I see Tiffany just showed up in the chat. Good evening, Tiffany. Good to see you. We kind of glossed over it, though, the first story there, Nick, in terms of what do you think is going on there with Jack Dorsey simply tweeting wow, and Elon Musk responding to it the way he did. DM me on Twitter, basically, is what he's saying back to him. Do you think people are just kind of reading into that a little much, or do you think there might be something Doge-centric underneath the surface there brewing?
I don't know.
Right.
I think they're just screwing around. But I don't know.
Well, last time they screwed it around into the B word. No pun intended.
They did screw around into the B word. So we'll see. I really hope, Jack has been such a downer for Doge for so long. I really hope that Jack comes around and he loves Bitcoin so much. He loves like cryptocurrency in general. Like, I really hope that Jack like turns over a new leaf and like, I'm not saying he's got to, become a freaking Doge army private or anything, but like just accepting that we exist. Like, just say the word, Jack. Like,
yeah,
you won't even say it. Like, just say the word, man. It's like, we're here. We're not a threat to Bitcoin. We're not going to overthrow Bitcoin or anything. And you would be surprised. He's got the analytics. He knows how big Dogecoin is, like, on the internet.
Right.
Like, just be friendly, man. You don't have to be an asshole. Just be a cool dude. Like, drives me nuts.
Yeah. So I'm kind of, I guess, to cap, I'm kind of 50-50 on it as well. You never know with those two, though. You really don't. So there could be something to it. Next story here. This comes courtesy of The Hill, and this was obviously everywhere today. And we saw huge, just landmark, epic images of this on Twitter through Elon Musk's account. And SpaceX as well. Elon Musk unveils world's largest test rocket, Starship, fully stacked. Elon Musk says, story at a glance, the private rocket company is gearing up for the first orbital test flight of its two-stage Starship system. On Friday, Elon Musk shared photos of the Starship fully stacked on its orbital launch pad at the company's facility in Boca Chica, Texas. The spacecraft's two stages reach nearly 400 feet. SpaceX made the world's tallest rocket a reality today when it stacked its Starship prototype rocket on top of a super heavy booster for the first time. The private rocket company is gearing up for its first orbital test flight of its two-stage Starship system, a spacecraft it hopes to carry out future missions to both the moon and Mars. Elon Musk shared photos of the Starship fully stacked on its orbital launch pad. The Starship section of the rocket stands 160 feet tall. It's kind of funny because the Hill missed a typo here. It says feel. 160 feet tall and lifts off on top of the super heavy booster, which reaches the height of a totality of 230 feet tall. Together, the Starship reaches nearly 400 feet, surpassing NASA's Saturn V rocket that stood at least 363 feet. So this is a record-breaking height at nearly 400 feet. And people were using analogies between the height of this rocket and some of the largest pyramids in Egypt. They're very similar in height, which to put it in perspective here, after completing a trip to Earth, the Starship will plunge back into the atmosphere over Hawaii and attempt to nail a power landing. Several Starship prototypes have successfully carried out landings earlier this year. Nick, to me, the most extraordinary accomplishments, in my opinion, for the SpaceX missions are the re-landings, right? Going up is one thing, which involves a lot of in-depth technological advancement and executions, but even more so is the landing. To see the SpaceX rockets land in reverse flawlessly, to me, it just looks surreal. It almost just looks like you're watching footage in reverse, right? But it's actually real. And to be able to develop a level of technology where this is possible to the degrees of flawlessness that SpaceX has advanced this to, is just quite remarkable. What are your thoughts?
I think it's crazy how freaking big these things are.
Yeah.
Like, you're essentially launching like a building into space. It's crazy. Like 600, it just blows my mind how tall these things are. It's crazy. It's nuts. I would love to see one. I haven't been to a lot of people go to like the launches or whatever. I've never seen one launch before. I think it'd be cool to see. Super, they're just huge, massive things. Like, it's crazy that you're getting that much, and the payload I think is pretty similar to the Saturn II. Like, its payload is I think it can actually eventually it can have like an even bigger payload, which is crazy to think about.
Yeah,
the Starship can hold like 100 people or so, like, comfortably.
Yes.
That's nuts. That is freaking crazy to think that you can like launch 100 people into space. It's so crazy. And watching them, like the re-entry process that they have over at over at SpaceX, like everything they're doing to recover these and reuse them, I think that's so crazy. It's nuts, man.
Mm-hmm.
We are in a very interesting time. I really, really hope that in our lifetimes, and Elon Musk's lifetime especially, we get to see human on Mars. I think that's what we need to do, and we need to make it happen like now.
Yeah. That would be awesome to achieve in our lifetimes. We'll see. I don't know what the probability of that is. It's a little bit outside my expertise. Kind of randomly, when you said the word nuts, I have my TV on mute in the background, and it's playing the first Batman movie with Michael Keaton from 1989, and I have it on mute, but I have it where the closed captions are on, and Michael Keaton, right when you said nuts, said, "Let's get nuts." It was just kind of a weird thing. Like, it happened like the exact same time. It freaked me out. Josh Randell disavows coming in with a $10 super chat. Appreciate you, Josh. I didn't forget about you. If there's at any time where you guys make a super chat, it doesn't seem like you think I forgot about it. I never forget about it. Sometimes we just get caught up with the show. I scroll back. I'll always get to your super chats, guys, so always appreciate it. Josh Randell disavows $10 super chat, getting hit up by a Doge hottie on Twitter. Gonna have to take her out and then not call her for 3 or 4 days. Josh Randell disavows employing some classic game technique tactics on there.
Be careful. Those a lot of Doge girls are not what you think.
That's the thing too. I don't know what the deal is with so many catfish female profiles in the crypto circles, but it's
everywhere.
But no, I feel like it's even way more populated, particularly in crypto for some reason.
Only because that's like the thing, right? That's like the cool thing right now.
Yeah. It's probably just that simple. Beef Supreme coming in with a $5 super chat. Type 420 in chat to have Dogecoin hit $1 by Christmas. I think most people would be all about that. 7-1 quoting the Michael Keaton quote from the first Batman movie. That's exactly what I'm talking about, where he says to the Joker, "You want to get nuts? Let's get nuts." And then he takes that metal fireplace stick and he smashes it on the shelf. That's exactly what happened. Let's see here. Got a few more stories here, Nick. I'm just pulling up my notes. Just give me a brief moment, guys. This one's interesting. I didn't see anyone else bring this up today. This comes courtesy of CryptoSlate.com. Ripple chairman Chris Larsen has a warning for Dogecoin holders. Larsen joins the ranks of other prominent crypto figures who express caution over investing in Dogecoin. Ripple chairman Chris Larsen cautioned investors on the risks of investing in Dogecoin. He likened it to gambling, adding that the most people who gamble end up losing. Okay, since blowing up off the back of Wall Street Bets movement earlier this year, a number of prominent figures in the crypto space, including Charles Hoskinson and Barry Silbert, have issued similar warnings. But Dogecoin remains a top 10 cryptocurrency, albeit a far cry from its 89 billion market cap in May. Nevertheless, advocates argue that detractors don't understand the power of memes. This is true. Larsen says the foundations are built on sand. Speaking with some finance or some podcasts I can't pronounce, whose target audience is Gen Zers, host Logan Lynn asked Larsen his thoughts for the Dogecoin phenomenon. And this is what he said. As much as people now go out of their way to disregard Elon Musk, Larsen raised the point that a significant part of Dogecoin's success comes down to the Tesla boss. But just as he bailed, get this, we're going to have a lot to pick apart here, Nick. And then he went on to say, it's just as Elon bailed on Bitcoin, Larsen thinks he could bail on Dogecoin. His participation in crypto has been weird, kind of haphazard, super big on Bitcoin. Then he just bailed on them. I think he bailed on them for the right reasons, but whoa, if you're a Bitcoin maximalist, you're going to be feeling pretty bad about that, right? Same thing could happen to Dogecoin tomorrow. Larsen also talks about Dogecoin's unlimited supply and proof of work algorithm, implying it isn't environmentally friendly. Oh my God. In his mind, to invest based on memes and Elon is nothing short of gambling. Look, if you're going to get involved with Doge for the It to the Moon thing and Elon, just realize that you are gambling. No different than Vegas, and et cetera. So, Nick, where do we even start here? Firstly, just for those of you who don't know, Ripple, so he is the CEO of Ripple, which is the call letters are XRP.
Which means he's been in court for like the past 3 years.
Yeah, he's been in court with the SEC for the past 3 years. XRP is arguably just as risky, if not even a more risky of a gamble than Dogecoin. This is another attempt and another poorly, strategically idiotic attempt to attack what he views as a competitor for investors by trying to position himself as the safer investment than Dogecoin. There are no metrics in any objective. If you look at this objectively in any way, there's really nothing to tell us that XRP Ripple is any more of a safer investment than Dogecoin. Furthermore, this guy, he's either not intelligent enough to know the utility behind Dogecoin and the absolute concrete plans or very high likelihood plans for Dogecoin in the near future, or he does know these things and he's misrepresenting Dogecoin, either of which are very bad things for a CEO of a prominent crypto to be responsible for. So we're seeing this kind of Charles Hodgkinson approach 2.0 again. And this is the XRP. I've actually said a few nice things about XRP recently, being a Doge-centric content creator. Well, me reading this now I'm just tempted to just kind of be like, F XRP, and not encourage our viewers to invest in XRP, to stay focused on Ethereum, stay focused on Dogecoin, stay focused on Bitcoin. And for him to go on and say these things, he has to know full well that the Ethereum Dogecoin bridge is a done deal at this point, and that Vitalik Buterin and his development team are fully entrenched and involved in this at this point. And for him to still propagate the false assertion that Dogecoin has just a blank unlimited supply. Anything to add here, Nick?
Oh God, where do I start? Okay, first off, this is the last guy that should be talking smack. Like, bro, you've been in a federal court for the majority of your crypto's existence. Is anyone, like, I swear to God, people talk shit about Elon all the time. He seems to be the most self-aware, like, CEO there is. Like, out of all of these dudes, this Chris Larson guy sounds like the least self-aware person, like, I've ever. It might be even worse than Charles. Like, it might be worse than Charles. At least Charles has a project that is like being worked on and isn't embroiled in tons of legal controversy. You know, they haven't produced anything yet, but there's that. ADA, not XRP. But yeah, I mean, bro, like, people, and that's the crazy part. Like, XRP, the courts could shut it all down tomorrow.
Yeah.
Like, that's a gamble. That's right. Gambling. No one knows. And he seems extremely confident. He doesn't know. He has no idea.
Know. Yeah.
He always beware of, like, one thing that I'll always say about, like, myself and life in general is, like, I have no clue. I'm an idiot. Like, don't listen to me. Like, and you have to be smart enough to know that. But the people who think they're really smart, those are the people that you need to be worried about, because they're not. And usually people have been blowing smoke up this guy's ass for years. And this dude, first off, he's a billionaire. So he's got that ego about him. And he thinks he's the shit. And I tell him, but his crypto has been in court for the majority of its existence. So yeah, for this guy to talk smack about Doge, outrageous. And it's called, get the hell.
It's unbelievable. And then he goes on to assert that and imply that Dogecoin isn't environmentally friendly. I mean, what in the world? Dogecoin uses up a small fraction of the energy that Bitcoin does in its mining process, and a smaller fraction than it takes much less energy even to mine.
Out of all of the proof of work algorithms, it is
my gosh,
possibly the most environmentally friendly out of all of them.
So that's just a flat out lie. And he's smart enough where he has to be knowing that he's just straight out lying about Dogecoin at this point. So shame on you, Mr. Larson. We got to call you out on this. Your assertions are so misinformed, and it sounds like perhaps deliberately so, Chris Larson. And here is another wasted, lost opportunity from a blowhard CEO who could be getting more investors. He could be using these opportunities to go on podcasts and to appeal to the Dogecoin community, to get more investors. Like, oh, you like Dogecoin? I think you'll really like Ripple as well, and this is why. State your case there. but these guys' egos are their biggest enemy, are their biggest obstacles. And we've seen this with Charles Hoskinson's with ADA. Now we're seeing the exact same thing, maybe even perhaps more egregious, play out with Chris Larson. You know what, Chris Larson? And you know what? You can take your Ripple and you can shove it up your ass. I was actually starting to endear myself to this coin and was thinking about putting some more investment into it. But I just on principle, I'm going to stay away from Ripple. Our viewers, you guys can do what you want, but I'll be staying away from. I will be staying away from Ripple and keeping my money elsewhere. Do you have anything to add to this one, Nick?
Yeah, no, screw Charles or Charles too. Chris. I get them all mixed up now.
I know. And and this is another great thing. This is a good reminder why Dogecoin's so awesome. It's so great not to have a CEO out there screwing up our hard-earned investment money like these jackasses out there talking smack and alienating lots of people. And I'm so thankful that Dogecoin does not have a CEO, aren't you?
Every day I wake up still a Dogecoin millionaire and still glad that I don't have any. There's no one single person controlling it.
Thank goodness.
To rely on one person, because people are flawed. Nobody agrees with everybody, and more often than not, when you get somebody who has multiple billions of dollars, they think that they've won life. And it gives them the right to say whatever they want. And yeah, I mean, I'm all about free speech. I think anybody in America, anybody can say whatever they want to say, and that's like the greatest part about America.
Yes.
But if you're trying to like build a company, you have to have like a PR brain, and you can't be just going out there just winging it.
Right.
You have to think about like, okay, what is going to make my company more money? And it ain't that, I can tell you that.
And the Dogecoin community is arguably the largest community in crypto. Why would you alienate the largest community in crypto? Well, we're straight away. Why would you do that? I just cannot believe. And this just goes to show, XRP is a top. It's a top 20. Is it top 10 still? It's a top 20 crypto for sure. And for a CEO to be this tone deaf, heading up a coin as big as XRP should downright scare you out of investing in it. I mean, I don't want to be involved with investing with a CEO that's that out of touch that can single-handedly alienate that many new investors from coming into the fold. Just awful strategy. Anyway, next story here, Nick. By the way, guys, you are watching Steven Steele Live. I am Steven Steele, seeing a lot of new names in the chat tonight. I'd like to personally welcome you to the channel, encourage you to subscribe. We do these shows almost nightly. So make sure you subscribe and hit the notification bell, hit all the notification bell. We are growing exponentially at this point, and we would love to have you with us for the ride. With our ascension to the moon, Mars, and beyond. And if you feel compelled to super chat throughout the rest of this broadcast, that's obviously hugely appreciated for all the time and efforts put forth. And lastly, memberships now are available. If you want to check out your options there's 3 different tiers of memberships available. Just just click the link pinned at the top of the chat, and I will be doing a membership only bonus show live stream directly following this show. So everyone who's a member, it's going to be members only, extra bonus round after set live stream directly after this show. So members, feel free to meet me over there. Nick, it'll probably be a little late for you, but you're welcome to if you'd like. The next show we start at 9, and we can get after hours going at like 11. Yep, no problem, Nick. I totally understand.
I do want to do it for sure because I've got a lot of spicy stuff to say.
Yeah. So that's where I'll be after this stream. And let me get to the next story here, quick, Nick. This is an exclusive coming from Bazinga again. Dogepalooza announces ticket prices, NFT deals for the October Dogecoin Fest. And I've been waiting to hear. I haven't heard a lot from the Dogepalooza camp in regard to any more details on it recently. So we're finally getting some details laid forth as of today. Dogepalooza, a festival celebrating the cryptocurrency Dogecoin, is scheduled to take place in October. More details were announced Friday by the team exclusively on Bazinga's Moon or Bust show. I've never even watched Moon or Bust, have you?
I watched the one with Billy.
That's right. I watched the segment of it with Billy. That's right. That's the only time I've watched it. Ticket prices are sold. The price points of $125 for general admission or $300 for VIP. Children aged 4 through 12 tickets are on sale for $50 with children 3 under free of charge. Let me see. So the VIP tickets will include a limited NFT of a limited run of 500. Designated VIP area of the field, free reserved VIP close parking, a 2-hour Texas barbecue meal, and air-conditioned bathrooms and designated VIP bar. There are 5,000 tickets in total available for purchase, including 500 designated VIP tickets. All tickets will be purchased through tickets.com platform, the exclusive partner of the designated venue. The Dogepalooza team worked to ensure that the festival attendees could purchase tickets using Dogecoin. Well, that's cool. I didn't know that. We're the first ones to get this done, the Dogepalooza team said, of using Dogecoin with tickets.com. Well, that's a nice breakthrough. The team noted that it took 3 days of negotiations to get this done, but was important to accomplish for the community. Dogepalooza announced 2 strategic partners who are making the festival possible. EndoCorp, which helps independent service organizations source endoscopy repair parts. Interesting. That's so random. And My Social Pulse provides social media sentiments and is like Google Analytics on steroids and so much more. Well, that sounds interesting. So this is taking place in Sugarland. I like the sound of the location. That sounds so whimsical and fun.
It's a cool place. It's actually where the one of my old bodybuilding sponsors is located. In Sugarland, Texas. I've always wanted to go there. Steven, you want to go? Want to go to Dogepalooza?
Yeah, I think I might be up for it in October.
They invited us to come and live stream. They want us to do our show there.
Yeah, we'll have to hammer out the details and just see what that would involve, and I just want to learn more about the operation as well. So I will follow up with them and entertain the possibility, put it that way.
Cool.
So this is at Constellation Field in Sugarland, Texas. At Constellation Field, the field is home to AAA affiliate of Major League Baseball's Houston Astros. So interesting. So we'll see where this heads. I mean, they to be honest, they definitely got some challenges ahead of them in the wake of the pandemic era, right? Getting those ticket sales going, but they're 5,000. It sounds like a lot, but then again, it's not a lot when you consider
only half capacity for that field.
Yeah, it's half capacity, and there's when you think about how large the Dogecoin community is, we'll just see how it goes. I definitely wish them the best. I hope it's a very successful venture. Justin Howard, welcome to membership. Awesome, glad to have you in the fold, Justin, and welcome to the Steven Steele community membership class. Thank you, Justin. Appreciate that, man. Appreciate that. Crypto Tank Control says, I can't go. I have custody court that week. That's a bummer. 7-1 says, could we reach 3 or saying 3K ETH tonight? I think it's possible, actually. I think we could see 3K.
It's right there.
Yeah, we're right there.
29.69. Boing.
Yeah. So I don't know if I think we've been going Yeah, but a little bit over an hour and a half here. Did you have anything else to add to this one, Nick?
No, I think we covered a lot tonight. I will be joining you for an after hours if the show wraps up at like 11 and if we get it going at like 11:30.
We will plan on one in the next few nights to just get things going in a timely fashion that's more conducive to your schedule, Nick, so you can join.
Yeah. We got tomorrow. It'll be a short one for me. I got to be out at like 11 tomorrow, and then Sunday, I won't be here. Then I will be here on Monday, and then I won't be here on Tuesday.
Well,
so,
that'll work out well because Sadaf Jadran, for those of you who don't know, is my alternating co-host. She is actually in the middle of a move, just like myself right now, and so that's why she's been out for the week. And then she said, starting the beginning of next week on Monday, she is good to go again. So we're gonna have her fill in for you part of next week, then, Nick.
Perfect. Yeah, that'll work out great.
Yeah, so don't worry, guys. I know a few of you have been asking, where's Sadaf? She's definitely in the fold. She is definitely a part of the...
getting out of the spider house.
Yeah, she's definitely a part of the team here, and we can't wait to have her back. So she will be, Sadaf Jadran will be back at the early part of next week. She'll be joining me. Guys, I want to thank everyone for joining tonight. This has been an awesome stream, a fantastic stream. I want to thank everyone that showed up that was new here tonight, and encourage you guys to subscribe and listen. The night is not over. We are going to continue the party on a membership-only stream in about 15 minutes now. After this stream is over, in about 15 minutes afterwards, we are going to begin a members only after party stream. So make sure you don't miss out on that. If you're wondering how to become a member, there's 3 different tiers. The entry level tier is only $4 a month, and you can become a member by clicking the link pinned at the top of the chat, chat, and that unlocks all the exclusive members only features. And if that would be of interest to you, and I definitely have got some great topics to continue discussing with you guys in the membership chat after this. Again, I want to thank you guys so much. I want to thank my awesome co-host Nick Balls, and each and every one of you guys, and all the super chats, and everyone in the Discord. And again, if you haven't joined the Discord, that's a 24/7 party there all the time. So don't forget to join the Discord if you haven't. That's been really kind of blown up lately, and would love to keep that vibe going over there. I'm going to post a link to the Discord in the chat too, if you guys want to join that. Anyway, this was fantastic, guys. Let's keep the Doge momentum strong. Let's keep the positivity high, and we can win. We will win. Believe it. Thanks so much, you guys. Going to leave you with the outro. This is Steven Steele and Nick Balls signing out. Thanks so much, guys. Later.